Bare necessities, simple bare necessities. Ba-dum-bum. Talk is cheap. There's a lot of people out there flap their lips, blah, blah, blah. Never say anything. All talk, no action. I know I look and am pretty fat and flabby. I probably look like I don't do a lot. I actually do a lot of leather work, which is tough on your hands. Up at the cabin, recently built a bed frame out of some spare lumber pieces. Never done it before. Installed a fireplace. My grandfather taught me how to garden. Yeah, I know how to dowse. My grandfather actually taught me how to dowse. So I know how to plant a garden, know how to plant trees. I know how to build a lot of stuff. Certainly know how to fix a lot of stuff. Got a lot of tools, can build and fix things. Point being, I've never heard, and I know the reason why it's happening, so many people on the internet, people sending me emails, upset, complaining, moaning about, and I know what real estate prices are. They're absolutely ridiculous. The house that I'm in right now, it's in a decent neighborhood. It's not great. It's not bad. It cost $67,000. We paid it off in 2012, which I know has been some time ago. By the way, I told everybody back in 2010 to buy property in Southwest Florida. It's great. It's highly desirable. And a lot of people with some serious money, they're like, nah. After my wife died, I had, anyway, she was gone. She died in 2010, a $34,000 unum where she was a nurse at a hospital, St. Mary's Hospital in San Francisco, $34,000 insurance settlement. And of course I got that. No, it's $36,000, excuse me. Anyway, I bought a house down there for $33,000. It's worth, oh Lord, easily 4 times that much now. But everybody's complaining that, they're either starting a family or they're trying to make their way and they say they can't afford a home. And I've seen the prices of homes. I know exactly what they're talking about. I've seen all sorts of people rant and rave. One guy's like, I have 2 businesses and I'm still living in my parents' basement. He's not proud of it, obviously, but he's got a substantial income. But he still can't get a loan to buy a house. Everybody is essentially, by the way, complaining about the cost of a cake. The answer is bake your own friggin' cake. Yeah, stop trying to find established property within the city limits. Is it going to hurt you too much to live 10, 15, even 20 minutes outside of town, have a place that has way more freedom, way more peace, way more room to grow, something that you can afford, and even if, say, all of a sudden you struck it rich, to whatever degree, you're like, I still don't want to move into town. I actually like it out here. It's nice and peaceful and quiet. Here, let me show you some stuff. Now, I have a cabin in the woods. Now, here's a really nice Amish-built cabin. It's truly a log cabin, not a conventional log cabin. I know you'll not be able to see it very well. There it is. Let's take a look at another one of these here. Here's the interior. Only thing it needs is some spray foam and some flooring. A blind person could do spray foam and flooring. Not entirely, literally. It's actually out of like 2-inch thick cut slabs out of wood, out of logs, excuse me there. So technically it's a log cabin. It's just not the conventional log cabin you're thinking of. Incredibly durable. It's Amish built. Take a look at this. Here's the corner view. What's the dimensions on this sucker again? Yeah, it's... I got it right here. It's 12 by 28 or something like that. Here's a really, really fancy one. It's 2-story, a lot larger, and it's $30,000. Yeah, I know 30,000 is a lot of money, right? I mean, that's quite a bit of money. Here's another one. It's $9,400. Metal roof. All of these have metal roofs, by the way. Way better than the shingle roofs that you see on quote-unquote expensive houses in the city. You can go in doubles with somebody, and I see a lot of land. Talk is cheap, okay? I own a decent amount of land here and there in Kentucky. The piece, and I told people this in live stream. They didn't believe me until I took a screenshot. I keep fine records of my land. And I said, look, this is what I paid for it. I was doing a breakdown at the time that I bought it. Cost per acre, and then of course closing fees, all that stuff. It was $243 an acre. or is it 234? It's 234 or $243 an acre. It ended up being $18,300 for 75 acres. Old growth lumber on it, trees, not lumber, old growth trees on it, a coal mine, a creek running right through the middle of it. I own the top of the ridge line and the valley, everything around the creek, so the entirety of the creek. It's even got a gravel driveway that goes right up the middle of it. Yeah. Here's a new shirt that I got. I got it at a discount clothing store. 2 days ago, not here yet, I ordered 2 pieces of used clothing off of eBay. Yes, I buy used clothing. I don't think anybody, whether they like me or hate me, thinks I have any money, because I don't. I mean, I don't. You know, my house is paid for, my car is paid for, I have no wife or no kids. I don't even have medical insurance. So all these people that are working hard, that are in way better shape than me, that are making a decent wage, whatever you consider a decent wage to be, I've seen tons of land, and I look at land every day. I'm really good at looking at land and all the attributes. I've even made a list of the attributes for finding land. You know, all the things to look for, to watch out for. And so I've seen really good land for right at about $500 an acre. I've seen them cheaper, you know, like the stuff that I got, but that was significant acreage, so I used 75 acres. I've seen plenty great land for $500 an acre. You could find, for example, and I've seen a lot of this, somewhere right around 10 plus acres, right? Right around there, 8 acres to 15 acres, $500 an acre. Yeah. 20 acres, $12,000 to $15,000. Well, there's $12,000 to $15,000. Nobody really needs more than about 5 acres plus. Everybody'd like to have more, right? Say 10 acres to 12 acres. Cut it in half. You got 5 to 7 acres. Go in partners with somebody on a piece. Well, I can't afford it. You know, I'm going to have to dish out, say, $10,000. This is a nice cabin. I would not mind living in it. This is a genuine Amish built cabin. It's $9,200. Delivery fee, depending on where the land is, here in Kentucky anyway, delivery fee between $1,000 and $1,500. You'll spend $150 for some cinder blocks. Yeah, level the cinder blocks out. Any blind person could do that. You don't have to be, you know, some sort of expert construction worker to put out cinder blocks. Yeah, so it's up off of the ground just a little bit. $1,500 delivery. So you got $10,000 in the house. It's like, well, it's got no electric. It's got no running water. Listen, you can build a septic system yourself for less than $5,000. Actually, a lot less than $5,000. You can get a cistern system and a gray water collection system where you actually have the gutter system actually collect for gray water. That would be for shower and you know, for washing dishes and whatnot. There's actually cheap pumps. I just ordered one for my cabin. They're like $50. They're not high pressure. That actually pumps the water through a system for washing dishes. And also, too, it has a shower head that you can attach inside or outside. I could build a kitchen slash bathroom set for less than $4,000. Believe it or not, actually a lot less than $4,000. Depends on how frugal you want to go. Getting power hookup is actually sometimes free. You know, the power system, folks, you could build your own power system there using solar or wind or a combination of wind and solar. But the power companies love that, you know, you're going to be a forever customer. Oftentimes they'll actually work it out for a free hookup. They might make you pay $1,000 for the box, and it needs to be inspected, $200 fee. Very, very cheap, if not free, because they want you to be a forever customer to the power company. A window AC unit system, which is just a few $100. You know, small house living actually has a lot of it. You don't need some sort of $20,000 HVAC system in the house. You need air conditioning, you need heating. Heating is a $1,500 wood stove. I mean, I just never installed a wood stove before. I consulted a lot of people on how to do it correctly. My wood stove is perfect. The stove cost $1,600. Really, really perfect Canadian. So you got your heating and your air conditioning taken care of. Water and septic is very, very simple. You might live in a really restrictive state like California, hopefully not, or Colorado, where they have a lot more restrictions on water and septic. My point being is that getting a water, septic, and electrical hookup, the home included, including spray foaming it yourself, or having you and another buddy doing that and laying down some plywood for flooring, and then some vinyl flooring. People might complain about this. Oh, well, it's not like a well, who cares? Would you rather have a 30-year mortgage, or would you rather dish out, say, $14,000? That's including the house, hookups of everything, the flooring, and the insulation. $14,000 is a genuine log cabin. It's like, well, it's not that huge. Well, expand later. Why do you have to start out big? Well, I can't afford a home. It's like you're looking at huge homes in the city, that are way bigger than you need. It's like you might want it, but do you need that starting out, you and your family? People for hundreds of years lived in dwellings infinitely smaller than this, and this is only looking at half of it. So $15,000 for 10 to 15 acres. You could split it right down the middle, basically 8 acres per person, 5 to 8 acres per person. You and somebody else. Split it. Subdividing, it's easy. It's basically $300 of paperwork and legal paperwork. I did that last year and sold a few acres off the back of my land behind my cabin to my buddy who owns near me. He has a cabin near me, it's simple. He even drew up the paperwork himself. He did the survey himself and the paperwork himself. The rest of it is just $200 of legal paperwork to file it. So you're looking at about $8,000 in the land. Everything, hookup, insulation, subflooring, septic, your plumbing, and your electrical. $13,000 to $15,000 for a nice home. Yeah, $13,000 to $15,000. Here's one of them. Like I said, this one is $9,200. Metal roof, spray foam insulation, or regular insulation walls. You could do that in a day on this. 2 people this can be done in a day. So $15,000 plus maximum $12,000 on the land. So you're looking at under $30,000 for a nice, genuine log cabin that won't need a single darn thing for well over it. It's got a metal roof. It's a genuine log cabin. Either spray foam insulation or fiberglass insulation on the inside. All the millions of people that I see all over Instagram and people sending me emails that are so upset that I can't afford a home, I can't afford a home, I can't afford a home, I work 3 jobs, I can't afford a home. You can, you just need to change where it is you're looking. What is wrong with having more freedom, more peace? I mean, look at me. I'm here in the city. I mean, these loser neighbors behind me, they got a dog barking all the time. I've reported them multiple times. It just barks nonstop. Okay, I'm here in the city. Wonderful. All the garbage and nonsense you have to deal with city people. I'm way, way happier with no electricity and no water, cuddled up next to my wood-burning stove. I do anything I want. You can sit in your underwear off the front porch and do whatever you want. You got total freedom. This is a $9,200 log cabin. It's cute as hell. It's built by the Amish. The Amish don't build anything sloppily. People, 10,000, I see a lot of land for roughly 10 to 15 acres for $25,000 or less. Say you have $40,000. $40,000 will get you 10 to 15 acres and the log cabin with the septic system, with the cistern, with the power hookup, with the window AC unit, with the spray foam, with the plywood subfloors. Put down vinyl, put down whatever you could afford. I just vinyled, and it took me 4 visits. I did it all myself on my hands and knees. I vinyled the plywood subfloor, and that way I could walk around in my bare feet and I get splinters in them. It's a lot easier to mop it and clean it up from dust and whatnot that blows in. So everybody's complaining about the cost of a cake, but you really need to bake your own cake. You feel better about yourself. You're more proud of yourself when you do things yourself. I mean, there's a YouTube video for everything. How do you spray foam the inside of a cabin? There's probably 1,000 videos on YouTube about how to insulate the walls of a cabin. Just go in doubles with somebody. Find 10 to 15 acres. Like, we're going to split it right down the middle. You make an agreement. You split it. The land prices, get yourself one of those $10,000. Even if you're fancy, so I got 40,000 bucks. Well, 40,000 bucks can get you 5 to 8 plus acres and this 2-story. I mean, this is nice. Who on earth would complain about a home like that? $1,500 to $2,000 delivery? Yes, yes indeed it would be. This is nice. Metal roof, well constructed, Amish, solid construction. Incredible. You can have this, and you can afford it. 30,000 bucks is cheaper than the price of a decent used car. Actually, it's cheaper than the price of a decent used car. How much did I pay for I only have one vehicle now. I have a Toyota Tacoma. I bought it with 42,000 miles on it. Yeah, 4-wheel drive. I bought an extended warranty for Toyota. My Toyota Tacoma, I bought a couple 2.5 years ago, cost substantially more than you can get 8 to 10 acres for, and a log cabin with all the hookup to septic, electrical, air conditioning, subfloor, insulation in the walls. It can be done. I know where to find the land. When it pops up, it vanishes because people in the know are buying it. But it always keeps popping up. I can't speak for those land prices in California because California, of course, has gone completely cuckoo. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! So has Oregon and Washington. And, you can't do that in New Jersey or New York. There might be land like that in New Jersey or New York. Somewhere in the middle of, really, really far away from anything. Those are just crazy places to think of living. Like, you can live there, and I can see those people complaining about homes. Like, yeah, it's because you're wanting to buy a home in New York or New Jersey or Connecticut or Rhode Island. I mean, just get away from there. Can't you live your life or find a decent job somewhere else where you don't have to work yourself to death? You're not living in a little matchbox home that costs a fortune that you're never going to pay off. Do you really want that? I mean, is that your best option? People need to ask themselves a few legitimate questions. So, talk is cheap. And am I talking in this video? Yes, I am. But I have done it. I have the cabin. I have the land. I look at land every day. I can actually genuinely call myself an expert on raw land. And I mean that. I have a 100% success rate on finding great raw land. I don't get anything from it. I've found land for my buddy up in Chicago twice. I didn't get a single penny from it. I'm just happy he's happy. You should see the last piece of land I found for him. It's like, I didn't have the money to buy it. If I did, I would have bought it. It's incredible. It overlooks an entire lake. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. He got it for so cheap, if I told you, you'd think I was lying. You should see the land. It's incredible. Went out there to check it out for him, too. Not too far from here, about an hour's drive, but it's only a bicycle ride to downtown, and it's a small town. I don't want to say which town in Kentucky. Incredible. Incredible land. He might subdivide it and then sell it off, get all his money back and then some, and still keep a piece for himself, totally free. So profit and a free piece for himself. That's another thing you can actually do. You can find some great cheap land. It's like, well, I could afford this big piece of land. It's like, fine, subdivide the sections up, sell those off. You got a free piece of land and you have enough profit left over to put a nice home on your remaining piece of free land. You can literally have 5 to 10 acres and a nice house for absolutely zero cost. That sounds crazy, but it's true. I know people that have done it. Say spend $50,000 on 50 plus acres, yeah? Subdivide it up a few times strategically. Now they get all their money back, plus profit. They're able to keep one free piece for themselves, the nicest piece usually, of course, and then have enough money from what they sold, not only get their money back, but profit from that, and then stick that into a home to plop on the land. Free land, free home. It can be done, and it is actually not that hard. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you ever want to contact me, my information is in the description below. Any donations are always warmly welcome. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.